Letters to the Stars, A Journey of Love and Compassion. In a quiet town by the sea, a little boy named Leo sat by his window staring at the stars. He loved watching them twinkle, imagining that each star was a friend somewhere in the world, shining even in the darkest night. But tonight Leo felt different. His heart felt heavy. He had been watching the news with his parents, and he saw children just like him, living in places where the sky wasn't always peaceful. In Gaza, in Ukraine, and in many other places, children were waking up to the sound of sirens instead of birds, and their playgrounds were filled with rubble instead of laughter. Leo sighed. "I wish I could do something," he whispered to the stars. That night, as he drifted into sleep, something magical happened. A gentle breeze carried him away, lifting him high above his town, above the clouds, and into the vast sky. He wasn't scared. It felt warm, like an invisible hand holding him gently. When he opened his eyes, he found himself standing in a place he had never been before. The buildings were broken, and the streets were silent. But in the distance, he saw a boy sitting alone, drawing pictures on a dusty wall. Leo walked closer. "Hi," he said softly. The boy looked up, surprised. His eyes were filled with sadness, but also curiosity. "Who are you?" he asked. "I'm Leo. What's your name?" "Amin," the boy replied. Leo sat next to him. "What are you drawing?" Amin showed him. It was a picture of a house with a big tree and a swing hanging from one of its branches. "This was my home," Amin said, "before the war." Leo's heart ached. He wanted to say something, but no words seemed enough. So instead, he picked up a piece of chalk and started drawing next to Amin. He drew his own house, the sea, and the stars above it. Amin watched and smiled a little. "That's beautiful," he said. "I like the stars." "They're always there," Leo said, "even when we can't see them." Amin nodded. "I used to look at them too." Just then, a little girl walked by. She was carrying a torn teddy bear, hugging it tightly. She stopped and watched them. Leo smiled at her. "Do you want to draw with us?" Hesitantly, she sat down. "I'm Hannah," she said. Amin handed her a piece of chalk. "What do you want to draw?" Hannah thought for a moment. Then she drew a group of children holding hands. "I just want my friends back," she whispered. Leo felt tears sting his eyes. He had everything: a safe home, a bed, a family, while Amin and Hannah had lost so much. But at this moment, none of that mattered. Here they were just kids sharing dreams on a wall. The air shimmered around them, and suddenly they were in another place. A cold, snowy street where a boy in a thick coat stood alone, kicking a small rock. Leo walked up to the boy. "Hey," he said, "what's your name?" The boy looked up. His eyes were filled with loneliness. "Dima." "Want to draw with us?" Leo asked, holding out a piece of chalk. Dima hesitated. Then slowly he took it. He knelt down and drew a bright yellow sun, melting the snow around it. "I miss the sun," he said. Amin grinned. "I miss the rain." Hannah giggled. "I miss music." And so they kept drawing. More children joined them, some from faraway deserts, some from broken cities, some from places Leo had never even heard of. They didn't speak the same language, but they didn't need to. Their hearts understood each other. Then a soft voice filled the air. "You are not alone." The children looked up, but there was no one there. Only the wind, carrying whispers of love and hope. And just like that, Leo was back in his bed, the first light of dawn shining through his window. But something was different. His heart was full. His hands still felt warm, as if he had truly touched the hearts of those children. He jumped out of bed, ran to his desk, and started writing letters. One for Amin, one for Hannah, one for Dima, and many more. He wrote to let them know that someone, somewhere, was thinking of them. And as he sealed the letters, he looked up at the stars, whispering, "You are not alone."